What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we've got another figure review for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be looking at 3 figures today. We've got Anakin Skywalker, the single release from Revenge of the Sith, Qimir from the Acolyte,
Ooh.
and last, and certainly least, the new Sandtrooper.
Yeah. 2 bangers and a dud is my prediction on these.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Honestly, we would have lumped Gale in with this video as well, but I didn't. These 3 figures, surprise, classic Amazon, where
they got pushed up.
They pushed them up, so I wasn't expecting to have these so soon, but here we are. So if you're wondering why Gale is a separate video, that's why. But 3 figures, like and subscribe before we jump into it. We're always talking about Black Series here on the channel. Justin, let's talk Anakin Skywalker here.
Let's do it. Let's read the bio here. Anakin Skywalker, now Darth Vader, turns to the dark side and battles Obi-Wan Kenobi in a lightsaber duel on the lava planet Mustafar. So they are considering this a Sith Anakin, but it only comes with a light side head. So just a little discrepancy with the description there.
So as we knew, the single release here does not come with the Sith head, like you said. Doesn't come with any alternate hands. No swooshing blades. Just the good old trusty lightsaber.
Yeah, which is a good accessory. I mean, of course, every Jedi saber wielder needs their saber. But I will say, just a little caveat to kick things off, because we won't have that many things to say about this figure because we already reviewed it in the SDCC exclusive 2-pack video. So check that out if you want to see like more in depth. It should have came with their cloak. This should have been like the add-on to get people to double dip, but I guess they just assumed everyone's going to double dip regardless. But my mind immediately goes to every single Acolyte saber wielder coming with their cloak, and I'm just like, the Jedi need their cloaks. That's been a thing with Hasbro forever.
Yeah, it's extremely disappointing. I think it'll be a massive L if they don't give us some version of Anakin and Obi-Wan with their cloaks, but honestly, it kind of feels like we're not getting the cloaks just based on some things from certain people that have been said in our live stream chats.
True, yeah.
And yeah, that's going to be a massive L because both of these characters absolutely need their robes. And of course, the only other thing that I think is worth noting that we didn't originally note is the missing paint apps on his belt. I initially missed this. We both did in our original review, but yeah, there are some missing paint apps, not only on the back of the figure, which is no surprise, but on the front as well. And paint apps that were actually on the older versions of Anakin. So that 2013 version, the archive reissue.
Because I know people were trying to dilute what Zoo was saying, but it is on the front of the figure.
Yeah.
So since it's on the front as well, I will say that's kind of a big deal. There are other paint hits on it, like you have that silver paint on the belt, a little bit of that bronzish, goldish color as well. There's paint on the saber hilt, and there's paint on, like, you know, his robotic arm glove.
Yeah.
You know, nice silver hits. But it is worth pointing out that there is paint missing that is on previous versions of Anakin.
Yep.
So definitely a negative. But with the negatives out of the way, this is an absolute banger. Like,
oh, of course.
It looks amazing. I love how soft the leather is. Well, I know it's not leather, but like what would be leather. It's so soft and pliable. The articulation is great.
Yep, you've got those awesome ball-jointed wrists, and then also the hinge joint for the forearm.
Right,
so like on the
inside.
Yeah, on the inside of Anakin's sleeve, so you get some really great range of motion out of him. This is a great Black Series figure, and definitely one if you unfortunately missed the 2-pack. Of course, you should probably pick this one up, because who knows if there's going to be another release. Who knows what they've got planned. Definitely still worth it, despite its couple minor nitpick issues, but...
Yeah. Likeness is great as well, honestly.
Oh yeah, I enjoy the likeness quite a bit. Yeah, obviously, like you said, we covered this figure really in depth in the 2-pack review, so if you want to see some more in-depth thoughts, check that out. But obviously, you know, it pretty much goes without saying, but we all knew this was going to be a great figure.
Yeah, it's an excellent figure. I really do like it.
Yeah. So now let's move on to probably the most controversial figure in recent memory just because it's from the Acolyte. But
yeah,
here we finally have Qimir, a.k.a. the Stranger, although I guess they have that reversed on the box. It's the Stranger and then in parentheses Qimir. But
right.
Finally here in our hands, the only figure that I was looking forward to from the Acolyte, and it was the one they took the longest to make.
Right. So let's do a quick bio reading. Little is known of the Darksider who has been training May Anasea in secret, hiding his face from his pupil. When needed, he has adopted the alias Qimir, acting as a shiftless drifter. First impressions right out of the box, we're actually kind of getting impressed. We're a little giddy over this figure. A lot of cool features.
Yeah, this was a figure that was definitely on my radar ever since they finally announced it. When we saw the promo images, we saw some unique things for a Black Series figure.
True.
Which, of course, this benefits from being a new media figure, so it's got maximum budget.
Yep.
And you'll definitely see why here, because first things first, to talk about the accessories, we get his lightsaber and the shorter Shoto hidden blade piece.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. In the package, it comes separated, and the blades are really nice juicy red. It's not like the stupid orange that they sometimes do. Very nice red. But yeah, looking at this very short blade, on the opposite side, it's actually the little clip. So I was like, isn't it supposed to like peg in, because he like unscrews it and then, does the 3-hole punch on good old Jackie. But you actually take the blade out of the smaller hilt, and that's how you peg it into the bottom, holy crap, of the main hilt. And then it's his full-looking single-bladed saber, which looks really cool. So he's going to look pretty rad, whichever configuration you have him in my opinion.
We also have a Black Series rarity and a first with this next piece here, which is his alternate helmeted head. And yes, you heard that right. I didn't say removable. Alternate.
Yes,
this
sir.
is something we've been asking for in the Black Series for a very long time. We are firm believers that every character that has a helmet or a non-helmet look, it should be an alternate head. The removable helmet often causes issues, whether it's sacrificing the unmasked sculpt, whether, like the Mando with his smushed hair.
Yeah, you got to change the head to fit the helmet, or you have to change the helmet to fit the head, so you get a bobblehead effect, or you sacrifice accuracy, good proportions, etc., etc. Down with removable helmets. Give us more of this. And the reason you said it's a Black Series first is because it's the whole neck joint.
Yep.
Like the whole neck piece comes out.
For some reason, in the Acolyte show, when Qimir has the mask on, his neck is black. So they translated that to the figure as well. He becomes so evil with the mask on that it corrupts his neck. But just what a great move, especially because we knew when we saw Qimir without his mask on, his hair is kind of flowy. He's got the he's got the bangs. So it would have looked horrible.
It would have, yes.
So I'm so happy that they went out of their way to sculpt the alternate helmeted head. It's going to look so much better with the proportions.
The head itself looks great as well. There's a lot of cool details on it.
Yeah, I love the helmeted look. It took some time to get used to. It definitely grew on me a little bit more.
Smilo Ren.
Yeah, of course. Definitely Smilo Ren. Obviously has some kind of Knight of Ren vibes, and I really do think that they were trying to set Qimir up as some sort of Knight of Ren precursor, because the mask just looks so in line with everything else that we've seen. It is like the bronzy color, which is the actual color of the helmet. The show is obviously color graded. It's super dark, so the helmet often comes across as being like black or dark gray in the show. But it is actually a bronze color, so the figure accurately represents that.
It does look good too. Like there's tons of like texture, like sculpted detail and textures all over it. Battle wear. There's plenty of paint on it. I like that the cracks are like painted in.
Yep.
Obviously, you have like the teeth of the smile and the two little eye slits, which are not open; they're solid, and then just painted black to give it that look. Look at those, all those dents, and just the metallic look of it. You know, it is cortosis, so yeah, the helmet is super nice. I really like that.
Gotta love that new media budget.
You gotta love that new media budget.
Yeah. So moving on to just talk about the actual figure itself, the unmasked head is fantastic.
Yeah, it looks just like Manny Jacinto. Really, love the hair on it.
Really solid likeness. Yeah, I love that they kind of included the separate like bangs that hang
the
down.
Streaks that come down. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a fantastic job with the head. It's a little shiny, but it's not too bad. So it definitely looks like maybe it at least got one coat of matte spray on it. Mm-hmm. So, hey, that's always a positive there.
Looking at the actual figure, you do get kind of some mixed media with soft goods. So the outer, like, cloak is a sculpted plastic, hard plastic, and then the bottom layers are... Ooh, there's multiple layers of soft goods. I'll let you take a look at that.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
What do we got going on here?
Well... Let's pop the head off.
There's different like looks you can go for with this figure.
Yeah.
Like taking all the cloaks off.
Exactly, because this is another one of those figures where
that's a good look.
They made it a two birds with one stone. You can do the Qimir like undressed, like no cloak, no helmet on look, where he's just kind of got like his sculpted tunic on. Mm-hmm. There's this extra piece of cloth that can go over that as well.
This is crazy. For a mainline, like, regular new media figure, this is nuts. Yep. It kind of does highlight how much it sucks that new media is clearly given a bigger budget.
Yeah. And I think even the gauntlet is removable here, so you can actually take it off.
What? Right. Consulting our database... The gauntlet is removable.
Yeah, but it is...
It's just very difficult.
Yeah, mine is stuck on there, so check out the promo image.
You could probably apply some heat and stuff.
Definitely need to heat it up. The figure's just, fresh out of the box. But, again, highlighting the different looks you can do for this character. You get two distinct looks that were featured in the show, so two birds with one stone. Not to mention... Justin... We have a wash.
We do have a wash.
Qimir has paint on his arms. They did an awesome dark wash, kind of brown, to give him that dirty look, like how...
Jungle.
Yeah, like he's been just literally annihilating a bunch of Jedi in the jungle.
Yeah. It's on his hands as well.
Yeah, it was just... It's so great to see this, and it's funny to see how good this looks, and then literally we're going to look at the Sandtrooper and talk about how bad that weathering looks.
True. Very true.
Same wave.
He's also, like, jacked, which he's very muscular in the show.
Yep.
And he has a lot of good definition to him.
Oh, yeah. They did a great job with Qimir here. This figure is kind of blowing my socks off a little bit right here, and... And it's another one of those where I'm like, damn, making the best of 2025 is going to be rough.
Got your butterfly joints. It is reusing, I believe it's Cassian and or Aldani, at least for the thighs, because he has thigh swivel.
Qimir does have thigh swivel, which is just unbelievable.
Yet another instance of Hasbro reusing old tooling, and it's better. It's actually better than what they would do if they just made it a new sculpt.
Yep.
Which is incredible. Like, Hasbro, sure.
Yeah.
It's hidden under the soft goods. You're not going to see the thigh cut, and I can already tell it's making a difference with your posing.
Yep, there it is. Oh, the thigh swivel.
We love thigh swivels so much.
Yeah.
And, I mean, perfect reuse. The legs aren't even bad regardless. Thigh swivel isn't bad regardless. It's actually great. So, I mean, it's good reuse in this instance. And look at that. Just a 5-second pose.
Yep. And he looks fantastic. So, yeah, honestly, I feel like, we're two people. I did not care for the Acolyte.
Yeah, I would say it's like the worst thing they've done in the Disney Plus era.
Yeah, it's really bad. But it just goes to show you that sometimes a cool design. And let's face it, Qimir was the best part of the
He was
show.
Constantly aura farming, and
Yep. And
the fight scene is cool. It's not a saving grace of the episode or the logic or the plot or the series as a whole, but the fight scene is cool in the jungle.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm still going to stick to my principles on this one. I am not going to pick this one up myself, but it is an excellent figure. Just if we're trying to think objectively instead of subjectively with the context of the show, thinking of it just as an action figure, it is a great action figure. Yeah. So, yeah, 2 bangers here. Anakin, which I did get that one, the single release, and the Stranger here. I mean, 2 great figures in a row.
Yep. Now, let's end on a down note.
Hey, we might be pleasantly surprised. According to Lukeness, it's underrated, bro.
I don't think there's much to be pleasantly surprised with about our last figure of today's episode, which is the brand new Sandtrooper.
Let me take a look at that real quick. Yeah, nice cake frosting plastic right off the bat.
Yep.
No gloss at all. Man, that kind of sucks. All right, let's crack it open. Sandtrooper, nicknamed Sandtroopers. It's a nickname? These stormtroopers are dispatched to desert worlds and wear armor augmented with cooling units, a helmet sand filter, and a survival backpack with extra rations and water.
So on the surface level, you're probably thinking that we're kind of crazy for saying so many negative things already about this figure, but I think the main issue for us, and a lot of die-hard OT fans, is that when you look at the Sandtroopers in A New Hope, Star Wars 77, they are totally different looking. They have different helmets. They have different armor pieces.
Yeah, and that just goes for the OT in general.
Yeah.
Like, just general aesthetically, like, they have much larger buckets than the Disney Stormtrooper. I'm not saying Disney did a bad Stormtrooper. I'm just saying it is different. So to see OT-specific Stormtroopers just give them the Disney Stormtrooper, throw on a pauldron, and call it a Sandtrooper, I'm like...
Yeah.
No, because back in 2013, they actually made the Sandtrooper and the Stormtrooper a different helmet sculpt altogether, which is, like, insane. So we kind of knew we were probably going to be disappointed by this figure.
Yeah.
I mean, another caveat, it's using the cake frosting plastic that the Sandtrooper from the Dewback used.
Yep.
And there's just no definition at all to this sculpt. It has the dot matrix photoreal weathering that we don't like.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like sand is caked on, like it does in the film, or like the original Sandtrooper, which we have on standby over here. I mean, there's just no comparison to the paint that is on this figure.
Yep. Obviously, the new one is not painted on the back. It does just look like a Rogue One Stormtrooper, unfortunately. It doesn't have that signature original trilogy look to it. And it's just really unfortunate that we're looking at a figure from 2013 and it's a much more accurate representation of the movie. You'd think 12 years down the road we'd be getting a more accurate version. But here we are with a vastly inferior looking figure. Because I will say, obviously, the articulation's better. This is the 2020 Stormtrooper, so the articulation is better.
That's true. The engineering is nice. Like, it's a better action figure as far as articulation. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we do get a new accessory with this blaster rifle.
Right.
Out of, like, the more heavy blaster rifles that they've done, this is the one that they never did. It's the one they should have done for the heavy battle droid they did in the Battlefront days, but they're like, we don't have the sculpt for that, so we can't include it.
Right.
Now we have the sculpt for that, and they also included an unpainted tiny E11. For some reason, I just feel like this seems really small and tiny. Like,
it does look unusually small, but what's funny about the E11 is that they used the mold that is not the Mando one. It doesn't have the flashlight attachment on it.
All right, respect.
So they went out of their way to use the OT mold for the E11, but they didn't bother to make the helmet a more accurate sculpt, which honestly at this point, you can't tell me that it's not in the budget. For a figure that they've reused the body 50,000 times since they've produced it.
Right.
You're telling me that they couldn't throw us a bone and get us a new helmet? Because it's mind-boggling that Hasbro would have gone out of their way 12 years ago to sculpt a different helmet.
You're right.
But nowadays, when technology is even better, they just won't do it.
This figure is sorely missing paint apps too. Looking at the little ammo pouch thingy, whatever it is that's attached to the backpack, like the old one has the gold buttons painted. Even the 2013 one, the ones on the side, the pouches on the side, on both sides, have the gold buttons painted. That's missing on all three of those pieces this time around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the backpacks are pretty similar.
Yeah, they're pretty on par with each other, paint app wise.
Yeah, so solid backpack. But again, the figure itself is just missing so much paint on the armor, and it's missing paint on like the little sculpted bits that are added on as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the photoreal weathering, I mean, you're probably tired of us saying this, but real paint is always better.
Yep.
And the photoreal weathering on this is so patchy, and the whole thing just has this off-white, like yellow plastic feel to it.
It doesn't look like he's been getting sandblasted on the deserts of Tatooine. It looks like he fell over in some mud and like wiped it off. It's such a weird pattern throughout the entire figure. It doesn't. It just doesn't scream Sandtrooper.
Yeah, but other than that, it's a 2020 Stormtrooper with muted plastic, I guess is the word for it.
Yeah.
There's no definition to the sculpt. It looks like a DVD versus like a 4K UHD Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a 2020 Stormy with a pauldron, a backpack, and a new blaster. So it's hard to recommend it one way or the other, because like it's a 2020 Stormtrooper. You know what you're getting into. There are pros and cons to both. I mean, the articulation and engineering is better on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But in the detail department, this is severely lacking. And I would consider this, ultimately, a downgrade.
Oh, absolutely. I think if the figure can't nail the visuals of the character, then, you could load it up with all the articulation in the world, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't look like what it's supposed to represent. And honestly, it's hard for me to recommend this figure as well, because you can get the orange pauldron, the black pauldron, the white pauldron Sandtrooper for like $30 to $35 on the aftermarket. This is $27.99 now.
Yeah.
Or you could pay $3 more and get a much more accurate looking representation of the Sandtrooper.
So in classic Out of the Basement fashion, we're glazing the original Sandtrooper again. Look at that.
Yep. I mean, obviously,
how far we've come.
Right. It's one of our favorite figures of all time.
Mm-hmm.
We retired it into, Black Series, just a whole different echelon of figure.
You want to say Hall of Fame, but we don't want to copy Black Series Cantina.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Straight up, I would have canceled this pre-order for this Sandtrooper if we didn't make content.
Yeah.
Because once I saw the Galactic figures side-by-side photo, I was like, oh no.
Right, yeah, I canceled. No. I canceled my pre-order, and I'm happy with that, because that blaster comes with the SHF Stormtrooper, which I have 4 of, so
yep,
I have plenty of those blasters if I need one.
Yeah, really, and if you're buying a figure to get a new blaster, then I don't know. That I don't know what to tell you, but
2 bangers and a dud.
Yep, they're not all going to be winners. It's just unfortunate that one of our favorite character designs, the Sandtrooper, just got done so dirty right here.
I can't wait for people to be like, you guys are being way too harsh on this. You guys are being way too toxic and negative. Meanwhile, we just glazed the first 2 figures on this list.
Well, that's why we make them wait till the end of the video to hear the negative opinions. So.
That's true. So actually, if you are commenting that stuff, that means you're a real one who stayed and you're like watching the entire video. So
yeah.
Good on you.
Exactly. So with all that being said, that's all we've got for you on this week's episode of Figure It Out. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. If you are in a position to help support us directly, we do also offer a couple different channel membership tiers. Check those out in the description down below. And while you're there, click the link to join that Discord. That one's totally free. It's a great way to get connected with us and other like-minded members of the community. As always, we got to give a huge shout out and a special thank you to all of our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.